Welcome to Hatman Strikes Back Daily Boxing News. So we still don't yet know who Moses Itauma's next opponent is going to be. According to Frank Warren, there's a number of fighters who they've been negotiating with behind the scenes. He doesn't want to name them because if he were to do so, they would think that they have leverage and push their price up even further. And Frank Warren says several of these fighters are already asking for ridiculous sums. There's been multiple names floated around, rumors. It could be Efe Ajagba, various other fighters. But the two most recent names, let's say in the past few days that have been floating around are Hughie Fury and Michael Hunter. Now, for me, Hunter would be far more preferable to Hughie Fury. I think Hunter is just a better fighter in general, but is also more capable, in my view, of giving Itauma rounds. Not that Itauma can't stop Hunter, especially at this stage of the game. Hunter has not looked impressive for several years. Neither has Hughie Fury. But I just think Michael Hunter's got a higher ceiling when he's on form. And he's been in training camp for Jarrell Miller. So if he does get the gig against Moses Itauma, hopefully we get at least an 80% Michael Hunter, if not 100%. And when I say 80%, I'm talking about 80% of what he used to be. He's 36, maybe 37 years old now. I'm surprised that Hughie Fury's name is even in the conversations, to be honest, because I do not recall any fighter, never mind heavyweight, pull out of so many fights before in my whole life as Hughie Fury, ostensibly due to illness. He seems to have the immune system of an 85-year-old. This causes him to pull out of fight after fight after fight after fight after fight. And this is a business. Promoters and fighters can't afford to have any sympathy for Hughie Fury. They've got to concentrate on what they want to do. Imagine you spend a load of money on promotion, posters, all this, that, and the other, press conferences, and then Hughie Fury pulls out a week before the fight or 2 weeks before the fight because of an illness again. That's the track record he has. You can't rely on a guy like that. And that's why I'm surprised his name is even in the running, or apparently in the running, according to the rumor mill. If Hughie Fury does get picked as the opponent, they're going to have a Michael Hunter or somebody with a name as a backup. Or maybe they do it the other way around. Maybe Michael Hunter is the main opponent and Hughie Fury is put in there as a backup. Maybe they have two backups. Whatever the case may be, if Itauma versus Hughie Fury is the fight, I don't see it going beyond 4 or 5 rounds, with Itauma knocking Hughie Fury out or stopping him. Hughie Fury has looked terrible over the past few years. Yes, he's only got 3 losses. Joseph Parker, Kubrat Pulev, and Alexander Povetkin. But in his wins over the past few years, he's looked pedestrian to say the least. I mean, that's being generous, calling him pedestrian after his most recent performances. He's looked awful, truth be told. And he'd surely be more up for it against Itauma than he has been against the journeyman he's been fighting, but I don't see him giving Itauma too much to think about. As experienced as Hughie Fury is, never been stopped, never been down in a pro fight, I think that would change against Itauma. I think Itauma smokes him. Michael Hunter, on the other hand, I still think loses to Itauma based on recent form. But if he can somehow, as I said earlier on, be even 80% of what he was, then we might have a genuinely interesting fight. A fight which, again, I would expect Itauma to win, but a fight where he may be asked questions because although Michael Hunter is not a massive puncher, when he's on form, he throws good combinations, he's smart, he's fast, he's crafty, he's awkward, he's got a good boxing brain, a good jab, takes a good shot. Hunter's weaknesses to this point in his career in the ring have been a propensity to overextend himself early on. He tends to start fast, Michael Hunter, and then leave not that much in the gas tank for the second half of the fight. Some people could even criticize his fitness since he left or stopped working with Hasim Rahman. But even when he was with Rahman in certain fights, he would gas out quite bad in the second half. For example, when he fought Usyk, he gave Usyk a real tough run for his money through the first 6 rounds. But in the second half, Hunter faded badly. The time when this was not the case was when he fought, beat, and stopped Martin Bakole at York Hall many moons ago. In that fight, Michael Hunter had plenty in the gas tank for the second half of the fight, and Bakole was making him work. It's not like Bakole was in there not letting his hands go, not throwing any punches, not putting pressure on. He was putting loads of pressure on. That was a version of Martin Bakole who was about 250 pounds. Almost unrecognizable compared to the Bakole we see today. But yeah, Hunter tends to not pace himself that well, and that causes him to gas out and get ragged in the second half of fights. And I would expect that to happen against Itauma too. Even a Hunter at 80% of his old self, I would think would get a bit ragged, start to gas out after causing Itauma maybe some issues early on, just being awkward and wily, maybe get overwhelmed down the stretch. Not necessarily stopped, but possibly. Again, Michael Hunter's never been stopped in his career. Has Michael Hunter ever been down? I don't recall him ever taking a count as a pro. He's been hurt. He was hurt by Usyk. He was hurt by Jerry Forrest in their rematch. But I don't recall him ever being down. So he has good survival skills, Michael Hunter, good recovery ability, but he's an older guy now who hasn't been fighting at a high level over the past few years, who hasn't been looking good. So yeah, it favors Itauma. But let's see what happens. It might not be Hughie Fury or Michael Hunter that gets the gig. It could be Jermaine Franklin or somebody else. Whatever the case may be, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.